I love games, and I love to code too. So I decided to build a game by the end of this summer, like all these people I've watched before me. If you're a student like me, you must know how tired we are. That's why I think learning Unity would be a perfect summer project for me. So I downloaded Unity Hub and opened it for the first time, and this message "Create First" really spoke to me. Then I decided to go to YouTube and look up how to learn Unity. If you don't know who I am, I'm a student that's been learning code. I came across this tutorial and came across this guy. To be honest, I hate this guy. More on that later. But before I started anything, I did what every student does now. I asked AI. Pretty much every answer came down to two things: YouTube tutorials or Unity Learned. And honestly, if I'm going to learn Unity, I figured it might as well start with the actual company's beginner course. The first time I opened Unity, genuinely had no idea what I was looking at. There were panels everywhere, hierarchy, inspector, but we learned a little bit about how to navigate through the scene, and how to frame objects with F, and how to just look around within the scene. Then we started getting more comfortable with things like the hierarchy, our files, and the inspector. Then we moved on to the next part of the course, which we learned how to orbit around objects and more practice with moving around. It was kind of like an escape room. We find the numbers, and then when we click play, we put in the 4-digit code that we found. After this, we made our first physics interaction, which I thought was really awesome. We learned about things like prefabs, which are basically reusable elements. Then we learned more about rigid bodies. Rigid bodies are part of the inspector, and we learned especially about the ball's weight because it would change how things were knocked over. Audio was something we hadn't gone over, and we learned this by making a boiling pot, which is spatial sound, which basically means as we get closer it gets louder. Then we made a 3D vacuum game where we were supposed to clean up collectible objects like dirt, but I later broke this trying to add my own twist into it. For my favorite project of this whole pathway was a 2D game where we were collecting cheese as a mouse in a room. We learned things about weight and how to push objects and top-down 2D movement, which is what I want my game to be. After this, we immediately published our game to Unity Play. Then we returned to Bracky's tutorial, which was really amazing in all honesty. We even wrote our first bit of code. As of the idea of the game was, the player was a cube that would move through obstacles and stay on this one platform, and after reaching to the end, it would be the end of the level. As of now, you might be wondering why I hate this guy, reading all these amazing comments talking about how great he is and how they love him. But it's not that simple. It all really boils down to one reason. The fact that all these tutorials are so old. Brackies, please come back. One of the biggest problems with following tutorials that are 9 years old is that a lot of the code is 9 years old too. And while most of it still works after I changed some settings in Unity, it's not always how people write code today. So I found myself trying to learn Unity while also not trying to pick up outdated habits. I wanted to learn how people are making games now, not just how they made them 7 years ago. But after copying the tutorial, this is what our level 1 looked like, and had a cool level complete animation. Then we set up our own level 2 and 3, which we made our own obstacles for. I made this own course and even added my twist into level 3, which I added a ramp, which took a little bit of time to get everything right, but eventually it all worked out. And then we decided that we were going to build and publish this game. So we went into the build profile and we built this game. After this, we unzipped the file, and double clicking this made us start the game. And seeing this screen for the first time was absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to see it with my own game. This is what our home screen looked like. Level 1 was quite easy, and it was just simply weaving in and out of obstacles, and you had a lot of space between each of the obstacles. And this is our level complete animation. Level 2 was similar, but we added a little less time and some more confusing obstacles. But still, an easy finish. And now for level 3, the level I added my own twists onto. I'm going to show you how to do some of it, but you hit the ramp, you weave in and out of walls, and behind a wall. I'm not going to show you quite how to finish it because I'd love for you to play this game. I've published it to itch, and I'll paste a link in the description. I had my friend play it, and he actually had a good time, and I loved watching someone that I know play my game. I'd also love if you guys could drop some comments about what you thought. Now it's time to start my project of summer. It's going to be a 2D top-down shooter game with a story. In this week of learning, honestly, I'm still a loser and don't really know how to code or program in Unity. But for the first time in a while, I feel genuinely excited to keep improving at something. I have to remember the goal though, which is to publish a game before the end of summer. I have no idea if I'll actually pull that off, but that's what this journey's for. And I'll keep documenting every step of it for you guys. If you're a student like me and extremely tired of school and ready for summer to start, to do something exciting with your summer, or to learn, or build anything really, I'd love for you to stick around. Or even if you're not, and you want to follow the journey, I really appreciate the support. And please, stick around, and hopefully we'll have a game by the end of the summer. If you made it this far, I just want to say thank you for watching. This video actually took a lot longer to edit than I thought it would, but I'd love for you guys to stay along this journey, and hopefully play my game that I'll be publishing by the end of summer. Please subscribe, and I just want to say thank you again for watching, and have a good summer.